Okay. So, have you used ChatGPT? Yes or no? No, I don't. I want full energy here because we'll be trying out many interesting things. Okay. Have you used ChatGPT? Apart from ChatGPT, what else? Claude, Gemini. Okay. Claude, Perplexity, Copilot, Claude. Okay. DeepSeek. Good. I see that many have not used Claude. Very strange. Black box. Okay. I want you guys to specifically also use Claude. Okay, CLAUDE. Okay, it is one of the best or the leading AI chatbots out there today. Okay, I'm classifying all these things as an AI chatbot itself because they come under the bracket of AI chatbots. But however, what we are going to talk about is a more specific, very detailed, or very niche utilization of these chatbots. And how can we use or build these chatbots using these big companies? These big companies are already doing a lot of work in terms of building large language models. I'll explain what is large language model, everything in detail. So today's outcome or the objective that I want to set here is it has to be a no code. That means almost zero or almost no code AI tools should be used in order to build a chatbot. And this chatbot should help us in building specific tasks. When I say specific task, let's create an AI teacher, or let's create an AI travel agent, or maybe, let's create an AI customer service agent, okay, or maybe our own personal agent. So these are some of the things that we can build. I'm just giving a very, very basic example. Uh, since the applications are wide and this is just an introductory, I mean, since you guys are starting, I don't want to make it too complex. However, the progression of these AI chatbots have reached to such an extent that today complete automations on marketing, complete automations on code generation, code implementation, everything has been achieved today through AI chatbots. Everything come under the bracket of AI chatbots. It's just the complexity of these chatbots increase as we go deeper and deeper into this concept. And the core concept here that you will be, walking through is something called AI agents. Has anyone heard this term called agent? AI agent? Can anyone explain me what is an AI agent? Anyone? Okay, so but we have constantly heard this term on internet, right? On YouTube, on Instagram Reels, that AI agent is this, AI agent is doing that, right? So there are multiple things that we will be going through. And whatever things that we'll be learning is what is AI, what is LLM, prompt engineering, and AI agent is the core of all of this. How many of you have done prompt engineering course? No one? No, first thing I'll tell you today. Okay, I'll do this training session. I'll teach you the initials of prompt engineering also. But after going back home today, I want all of you, every one of you sitting here, to take any prompt engineering course offered by Google or Microsoft or any of these big companies. If I have to define what, okay, I don't want to explain all these things in the initial slide itself. I'll come back to it and then explain you everything step by step. So what are the things that you're going to learn here out of this? I want you to build your understanding of all these concepts. Without understanding, anyways, remembering is done by our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. They constantly remind you with what are AI agents, what are LLMs, all these concepts they keep bombarding on your internet applications or social media applications. What I will be focusing on, what is these terms, what are these terms, what are these tools. I'll give you a good understanding of that. Then I'll also give you multiple problem statement scenarios. I'm going to divide the whole group in, I mean, whole seminar hall into two groups and then ask different scenario based questions where I'll be testing your problem solving ability, logical thinking skills, and ultimately how do we apply it, and then how do we build one chatbot here. Okay, that is the ultimate objective. And all these concepts that we just got introduced to, how do we use all of these things to build a chatbot? This is our ultimate objective. Okay, am I clear? Do we start with this understanding? Yes or no? Okay. The first understanding that we are going to go through is artificial intelligence. Just new. Vaitish. Go to that Senate room. Just check how they are doing. They are on time because 12:30 they have to finish and start a new duty. Huh. Okay. So now I'm going to touch upon the basic term artificial intelligence. Okay. What is your understanding of artificial intelligence? I want this to be a very interactive session. I don't want anyone to just keep quiet. I don't mind you talk. Please talk to me, not among yourselves. This session, since it is going to be interactive, you're going to learn. Or else it doesn't make any sense me coming here and then training on all these cutting. This is a very cutting edge technology. I want you to be very interactive. Okay. What is artificial intelligence? What is your understanding? I don't want to know whether it is correct or right or wrong. I want to know your definition of what is artificial intelligence. Okay, man-made machine. Okay. Any other answer from this side? See, I give 1 point to that. My right, and that is my right wing, and this is my left wing. Okay. Making machine to work like a human and behave like a human. Very good. Then any other? Any other answer? So ultimately, what we are trying to say here is we are trying to mimic what humans are trying to do, right? So what makes a human being unique? It is our capability of the brain, our intelligence. Is there any other being as intelligent as humans? No, right? So now we are trying to clone this particular behavior, and then we are trying to achieve this programmatically. Okay. When I say programmatically, by writing a program or using computer to help it behave like a human or think like a human, act like a human. So these are some of the, you know, very vague definitions of what artificial intelligence is. If I have to give you a bookish definition, I don't know if you can see here. It's a software that makes computer think, learn, and perform tasks like human. Was our definition same, similar? So this is what artificial intelligence is. Now there are multiple branches of artificial intelligence. These are some of the classifications that we as humans, classified it as based on our progression in artificial intelligence. Okay. When I say artificial artificial intelligence types or different classifications. That is nothing but ANI. This is something which most of us wouldn't have heard of, which is artificial narrow intelligence, ANI. The second is AGI. You would have heard of this term in internet, on social media, LinkedIn. AGI is coming, AGI is coming. This is like, our ancestors used to tell a story. ಸಿಂಹ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಫುಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದ್ ಬಂದಿರಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನ, ಬಂತು ಬಂತು ಅಂತ. ಅದ್ ಬಂದಾದ್ಮೇಲಿಂದ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ. ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ನಡ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಬಂತು ಅವಾಗ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದಿನ್ನ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. That is AGI. It is extreme level of intelligence. The intelligence capability that me and you have as of today. That is artificial general intelligence. When it reaches to this point, it's going to be very scary. It is going to do 100% of what you and me do through programmatically or through computers. It is able to or capable of doing it. That is AGI. ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪೊಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಅಚೀವ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕಮ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಡನ್ ಇಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್. ದಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಆನ್. We don't know what is the benchmark of AGI. What is the, say for example, if I say that you have to score 70% or 75% to get distinction, you know that beyond 75% is distinction. But in this case, that 75% to reach AGI, no one knows that number. We don't know whether we have achieved or we have not achieved, but there is some vague idea that today's chatbots or today's artificial intelligence is still not up to the mark of what humans do. That is the benchmark that we are focusing on. We are saying that, okay, it is able to generate image, but it is not as good as a good photo or a video editor as of today. It is able to write an email better than me, but it is still not able to write an email as the best person today who's able to write who's able to write an email. So this is the benchmarking of AGI as of today. Okay, this is artificial general intelligence. Artificial narrow intelligence is something which we had previously, and it was very early stages where it was able to, it was not even actually called ANI or artificial narrow intelligence. It is basic machine learning tasks which we were doing before in the 2016-17 era. Have you heard this term called TensorFlow? TensorFlow? No? There is something called TensorFlow in Google. Okay, it is a Google product. So basically what they used to do in TensorFlow of this product is they used to train a lot of photos, videos, text. There was no ChatGPT. There was nothing like ChatGPT before in 2016-17 up till 2023. What they used to do is they simply had a lot of photos, they had a lot of text which we have given it through various websites. They took our consent, mostly, I hope so. They have taken our consent and then they have trained on all these videos. Say suppose I had 100 photos of cat or 100 photos of dog, and all of you had 100, and say 100 students are sitting here. So it is 100 into 100, almost 10,000 photos. They use all these 10,000 photos like this, millions of people's photos, and then trained it, and they started building these machine learning models. You all understand what is a machine learning model, no? Yes or no? Roughly understand what is a machine learning model? Okay, I'll come to that as well. So here they built these machine learning models where we started telling them the pattern. It is all about pattern. Artificial intelligence and all these machine learning, it is all about matching pattern. Okay, so they identified the pattern of each cat or dog faces or fur or the way they look. Based on that, they classified and then built these models. These are available in Tensor. Okay, So these tensor models, we can call it as ANI, that is artificial narrow intelligence. Okay, they had very basic capabilities just to recognize whether it's a cat or dog. It was not, I mean, the initial models did not even tell us what breed is this cat or dog or what color is it. No, nothing. It was just seeing and then telling me what is a cat or dog. And the third type is artificial super intelligence. This is something beyond my imagination also. Even I don't have a concrete definition of what is artificial super intelligence. Uh, Hope you have all seen or heard the term Superman, right? So he is able to do or capable of doing tasks that are unimaginable. So let's imagine artificial super intelligence as something similar, which is capable of doing unimaginable things. That is artificial super intelligence, which is like, it is far ahead. We are, what is the anticipation is that by 2030 AGI could be achieved. It's not 100% sure, it could be achieved. In some cases we might already be there, very close. For example, in code generation, what Anthropic or Claude, the name of the company of Claude is Anthropic. The CEO of that company is saying that in next 1 to 2 years, coding can completely be just talking to a system and then generating code. You just have to define logics. You have to come up with a problem statement. This is very important. One thing, if you ask me, that AI is not capable of doing as of today, and my assumption is next 15 years, 20 years, it is, which is not capable of doing, is creating problem statements. When I mean creating problem statements is, when do you face a problem? You face a problem when you yourself experience it, correct? Now, until and unless AI is not alongside with you and then experiencing the same problem that you are experiencing, it cannot define that problem statement. For example, if you don't let the AI take all these today, I mean, partially it is happening. I don't think it is like out there in the market. Have you heard of the uh, car company called Tesla? It is not a car company anymore. It's an AI company. Everyone is telling it an car company, but his owner, which is Elon Musk, says it is an AI company. It is even listed as an AI company, if I'm not wrong, in Wikipedia. The reason is because every Tesla car that is moving around has cameras. It is capturing every possible data. And this data is going back to Tesla data centers. And it is analyzing the road patterns. And let's assume this kind of cars or this kind of, capturing system comes in all of our cars. It will go through all our wonderful potholes, all our Indian roads. Now they will start identifying the pattern and then say that, okay, then they will start giving us problem statements. This is how the potholes are. This is how the depth of the potholes are in Kalburgi. So this is the kind of materials that you need to use. No, when is it giving you this problem statement? When it is when it is experiencing that problem or when it is exposed to that problem. The same way, there are humans face multiple hundreds of problems on a daily basis. These problems are not identified by artificial intelligence. So problem statements has to be created by humans. And we need to come up with a logic to solve this particular problem, and keeping that problem statement, keeping that logic, these AI chatbots or agents or whatever we call it will build solutions for it in whatever language or whatever tool or whatever technology for that matter. Using these tools, technologies, or whatever it is going to build solutions through that. Though, so the first and second step has to be taken care from us. So this is until and unless these things, problem statements are not created, I don't think artificial super intelligence can be achieved. That is what the point that I wanted to make. Just give me a moment. Hello. Yeah, can you call me after 2 hours? Okay. So now coming to the core of getting into the core, which is large language model. Have you heard of this term as well? Large language model? Yes or no? I'm not hearing any response. Yes or no? Have you heard of large language model? No? Okay. Have you used ChatGPT? Whatever goes behind ChatGPT is is a prediction model. Okay. So when I say prediction model, I'll tell you that the machine learning model that is behind ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, whatever that you use, that is a large language model. Okay, is this clear? I'll go in depth of what is happening, how is it working, and all those things. So you know what is a large language model now. Okay, whatever is behind all these ChatGPT, all these things are called large language model. There is something called small language model also. Okay, which is specific and which is very niche to a particular thing. For example, it knows only C programming, and we train that particular AI model or ML model only for C programming. That becomes a small language model. Okay, now when I talk about large language model, it knows many things. It knows whatever is there in the internet, languages, multiple other things, generation of image, multiple other things. So that is a large language model. So now how do we differ these? I mean, how is this being trained? What goes through the training of all these large language models or any language models? Okay, so it is the same way that how humans are trained. It's the same fundamental principles that is applied everywhere. Okay, say suppose I go to a Kannada medium school today in Kalburgi, and then I will go to an English medium school somewhere in again in Kalburgi only. Okay, let's assume this example. Now, when I go and then ask a Kannada medium student to speak in English, will or she speak in fluent English? No, right? Why do you think he or she is not I mean talking fluent English? Not trained. In machine terms, not trained. It is nothing but not taught, right? He or she is not taught how to speak in English or how to I mean that language in itself is not taught, right? Now if I go to a English medium school and then ask that student to speak in English, it is much better. Sometimes in some cases there are students in international schools who are much better with communication than most of us, including myself. I talked to few international school students. Their English is so good that I myself don't understand those words that they use. So why are they so better? They are taught differently. They are taught in a much better way. So the same way, these language models will be taught with multiple languages or multiple text in this case. I'll not use the word language particularly. I will use the word text or letters. Okay. Fundamentally, what is happening behind the scenes of every large language model is it doesn't know any language per se. It doesn't know English, it doesn't know Hindi, it doesn't know Kannada, it doesn't know any language. But how is it able to frame all these languages in a manner that it is so good and accurate to read? Is because it is able to predict the next word or next letter very, very well. When I say predict the next letter very well, I'll give you one example now. Let's assume we all decide to go on a road trip. Okay, let's assume we are sitting in a bus and then we are going to Bangalore from here. Okay, and we reach a junction where we see that one road is taking to Bangalore uh, on a national highway, and the other road, but the board is not written as national highway. The road looks very neat. It's a double lane road, and there's another road which is a single lane road. Okay. Uh, okay. No, let me give you another example. So there is a tar road, and there's another road which is not having any proper tar road there. It is it has a lot of potholes. Okay. Which road will you choose? Hmm? The one with the tar road? Yes or no? What if the road after that pothole road reaches a much better highway? How do you know? It could reach. I mean, it could reach a better road after that pothole road of maybe we see a stretch of only 1 kilometer. Here I reach 1 kilometer road through a double road or a high or a tar road, and then the road gets very bad. Okay, but we happen to choose the road which has tar. Why do you think we do that? Any idea why? Basic human nature. I just used those terms few minutes back. Anyone? It's the prediction that we do based on the data or information that we have. Okay, we we see a good road and then assume that good road will continue. However, we don't want to take that risk of taking that bad road and then lead a bad, a good road later on. We don't expect that. That is not the training that we have undergone. If we see a bad road, we assume that that bad road continues because no one has put tar throughout that direction. However, if there is a good road, we assume that that good road continues and then it leads to the travel will be smoother. So we do some sort of prediction based on the data that we are trained on. The same way, these large language models are shown with a lot of data, right from your Facebook post to Instagram post to blogs to whatnot, to books, newspapers, whatever human has written in their history, in their lifetime, or whatever text is written, it has been trained on as of today. We are actually running out of data to train these AI models. It is trained so extensively. Now they are coming up with something called synthetic data. I'll tell you what those data is, the data set is. Now this is what how the prediction works. So when these models are shown with so much data, when I ask these AI chatbots or the LLMs behind these AI chatbots to greet this individual sitting in front of me. If I ask this AI chatbot to do, it will go check wherever the word greeting comes in the whole of text that it is trained on, and then it will also since it has access to internet, it has access to every possible information. It checks the time. Okay, it says okay, the time is 12:30. So that means it is past 12 o'clock. I have asked this person to greet. That means it will say either hello, good morning, or hi, good morning. Sorry, hi, good afternoon, or hello, good afternoon. Now, let's assume we are building our own large language model here today. Okay. And we have a lot of text to train this. But however, I want to specifically train this large language model only to greet anyone who comes in front of them. Okay, nothing else. It should greet. For this, my training data is one Excel sheet, and that Excel sheet has 49 times where it says hi, hi, and 51 times it says hello. Okay. Now I will ask my large language model. It is trained with this data. Okay. I have 100 data sets. Out of 100 data sets, 49 says hi, 51 says hello. Okay. Now an individual comes in front of me or in front of this AI. How will it greet? What will be the first word will it use? Hi or hello? Why not hello? No, we are talking about prediction here, right? How did you remember? How did you predict that road based on all your experience and data, right? What is your experience and data? Going on a smooth road leads maybe continue to be smooth, right? Now, what AI will think is out of 100 times, 51 times, that is 51 percentage of time, hello was used. Okay. That means hello is correct and hi is not used extensively. So it tends to use hello and not hi. It is not what was trained first. It was what is the maximum number of time it was used. Are you clear? So this is exactly how ChatGPT is working today. You'll be shocked to, uncover this truth. Whenever you ask ChatGPT to write a C program on palindrome or whatever you ask, it is going to search whatever is it was trained on, and every next word it is simply predicting. It has absolutely no idea about the meaning of what it is giving you. Even the word that you are typing in, it has no idea what you are typing in. It is just taking individual words and then doing the pattern matching. This is what large language model means. These are nothing but machine learning models behind all these ChatGPT and other things. Even the image generation. Say suppose me standing here and I have let's assume I have a background of this computer. I have 10 photos with the background of this computer, and in other 90 photos, I don't have this background of this computer. Okay. This is the training data for my image model. Even that is also a large language model. I mean, you can't call it a large language model. It's called an image model, but it is working on the same principle. Every image, do you know this? Every image is a formulation of a lot of text behind the scenes. Do you know this? Image processing. Have you heard of this term? Image processing. Every image that you have is a huge text. Have you used base 64 in your database to save image? No? Next time try this. In your database, if you're building any SQL database or MySQL database or any database, there is one section called base 64 to store your image. When you convert your image into base 64, it will convert it to a series of text, and then it will keep that text in your database. When you ask that image to be shown, it will convert that base 64 into image, and then it will show you the image. Okay. Just give me a moment. Hello. Yes, sir. No, it is going to go till 1 o'clock too. Sorry, 2 o'clock. No, no, is the second session I'm doing. Then to go on another session. Okay, yes, you can do that. If you're free, you can do that. Okay, yeah, you complete that. Okay, you have the attendance sheet also then? Okay, yeah. If you want, you can come here and then take. Hmm. No, no, you don't have any. No. Hmm. Okay, yes, yes. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Yeah. Where were we? Base 64, right? So that is how. Let's assume image models. Okay, that is how every image is nothing but a text. Okay. We took this example. 10 photos behind me was a computer, and 90 photos nothing was there. Now I completely train this image model. Okay. Now I will give a prompt saying, give me an image of a person giving a lecture on XYZ topic, standing on dais. Okay. What do you think the image would look like? Would it have the background of a computer? Yes or no? The it can have, but the probability of it having is 90% lesser. You understood, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? The probability is very less. So technically, most of the time, it will not generate an image with a computer behind me. If you start prompting it again and again, if you start asking it, no, no, I want specifically, I want another image, I want another image, I want something else behind. If you ask, I want a screen behind, then it will show you a computer, not a screen, because it is not trained on how a screen looks like behind. It will give you a computer, but it will not show you the screen. So this is how image models work. Now you have an understanding of what is a large language model, how it is trained, how it is predicting, how the text is generating. Am I clear? Yes or no? Student sitting at the back, are you able to understand? Okay, so this is how large language models work. So all these things work with machine learning, and I think the concept of machine learning is also clear. You guys would be studying those things or started to study. So machine learning is nothing but we are writing a code in Python mostly to recognize patterns. That's all we are doing. We are asking the computer to check the text, video, photo, or whatever we are we are putting in as a training data, and then asking this particular software to identify patterns. Once the pattern identification is done, once we test that particular software, and if it works and it is suitable for maybe image generation or text generation, that is nothing but a machine learning. That is nothing but a machine learning model. Okay, am I clear? Yes or no? So that is how machine learning models are built. That is how large language models are built. And now these large language models have been used in ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, whatever it could be, it is used. Now, coming to the human interface or human side of all these things, which is asking the question. Okay. When I say prompt engineering, what do you think is prompt engineering according to you? Anyone? Hmm? What is prompt engineering? Anyone? I want you to answer in any language, in any layman terms also is fine. Whatever is your understanding. Sorry? Giving? Giving task to machines. Okay. Please sit down. Sorry? You said something? You can be a little loud. What is prompt engineering? Okay, let me rephrase, or let me give you another example. What is civil engineering? Construction, constructing it the right way. Yes. Now tell me, what is prompt engineering? What is the word prompt? Yeah, okay, related to AI. Someone said giving instructions. Okay, curated instructions. What is the word prompt? Describing. Okay. What am I trying to do here? I'm prompting all of you. You know, I'm prompting each and one of you to answer me the question. Right? It is nothing but, in very simple words, asking a question is prompting. Okay. This question, engineering this question in such a way that it gives me the exact outcome that I want, exact text or result that I want. Engineering this is nothing but prompt engineering. Okay. Prompting means question. Engineering means making that perfect question to get the desired output. ನನ್ಗೇನೋ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನನ್ ಇಮೇಲ್ ಇದೇ ತರಾನೇ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆರ್ ನನ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಇಮೇಜ್ ಇದೇ ತರ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಅ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಆರ್ ಅ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ಮೀ. ಅದು ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಬೇರೆನೆ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್. It is trained with 90% other images and only 10% with computer behind me. Now I want to extract the 10% out. So what I'm doing is I'm writing the prompt in such specific manner, or I'm asking this AI or large language model such specific question that it is going to give me a computer behind me in the image that I'm generating. So if I'm able to achieve this, my question that I asked, I have engineered it perfectly. This is nothing but prompt engineering. Is it clear? So this is very, very important for us to get what we want from AI. AI doesn't have the capability of understanding our interest or understanding what we want directly. ಇವಾಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸುಮ್ನೆ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಟೀಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಎ ಐ ಏಜೆಂಟ್, ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್, ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಕಾಂಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಏನು ಕಾಂಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, you'll all think like, what is this person teaching? What is he trying to do? See, the first slide that I tried to show you was objective. I set the objective very clear. What is that we are going to do today? What is that we are going to learn today? What is that you are going to learn today? What are the skills that you are going to learn? So we set the objective very clear. So this is the same way we set the objective clear in order to get the desired output that we want. This is prompt engineering. Now, prompt engineering has become a very vast subject of interest of late. I mean, it's been there, but now it is being, spoken very extensively. The reason is because prompting is one interface which is connecting humans to machines, right? Humans to these AI models. Can we think and then can it do? ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಯಾವಾಗೋ ಫುಲ್ ಬೇಜಾರಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮನೇಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಅಮ್ಮ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇವ್ನಿಗೇನೋ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಇವ್ಳಿಗೇನೋ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ they are able to recognize, right? But AI, if you open ChatGPT, can it recognize that and then can it answer? No, right? You need to ask the right question. So till that interface comes along, we have to deal with prompt engineering. Okay, maybe that is ASI, artificial super intelligence. We don't know. So this is why prompting is very important. Now coming to setting the instruction sets. What is this prompt engineering? How can I engineer this whole prompt in such a way that it starts explaining me, or it starts giving me the right kind of output. Is there a pattern to it? ಈ pattern ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋದು? What is that? What are those ground rules or those basic rules that I need to follow in order to write a good prompt? Let's explore that. Before starting that, I'll give you one more example or a scenario. Okay. Let's assume I'm in a mood of baking a cake. Okay. So I'm in a mood of baking a cake. I have all the ingredients in my house. Okay. Now I have to start doing this. Okay. When I start looking into all these things, I realize that this is not a one person job. Okay. I need other help in order to get this job done. Tell me the step-by-step procedure here that I need to do in order to my ultimate objective. My ultimate objective is to bake a cake, or maybe let's assume pizza, whatever it is, cake or pizza, that is my ultimate objective. That is clear. Now, in order to achieve this, what are the steps do I need to take? Anyways, I told all the ingredients are there. Let's assume ingredients are also, I'm not sure whether the ingredients are there as well. So where do we start? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಹೇಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮೈಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು ಇವಾಗ. ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡೂ? ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ 1? Sorry? Collect the ingredients. Okay. Very good. So she said, wow, step 1 is collecting the ingredients. Then the second step, she is very honest that I don't know how to bake a cake. I'll go to YouTube, I'll watch a video. I would have done the same thing. So what is next step? Wonderful. Calling mama for help. Have you attended any of my other sessions? Okay, very good. And then next step. Okay, let's give her a pause. I want others to answer. I think she has attended my other lecture somewhere. So what is that? Okay, now we called our mom also, and she's also there. Next, what is the next step?
We know the process how to make the cake. Then we will start with mixing the flour.
Okay, we are mixing the flour, flour, or whatever it is. Okay, then. Okay. Okay. Now we just leave few more steps. And there is one more key step here. Does your mom know how to cook or how to bake a cake? No, right? So now what will you do? Whatever you have learnt on YouTube, will you instruct it to your mom? That portion only? Do you instruct her everything, or do you just instruct whatever is assigned to her? Say, for example, you want her to prepare the dough. Flour, mixing of that flour, you have to put in this much ingredients. Only that instruction will you give, or will you explain her the whole procedure? You want her to do only that mixing. So you'll have to teach her only mixing, or you'll have to teach her everything. Everything. Okay, you are going to teach everything, but I will tell her, okay, you do only this thing, only prepare the dough. I'll call my brother or sister here, and then I'll ask him or her to get me all the dry fruits. I like dry fruits, or maybe I like some what do you call that cream on top of my, or chocolate on top of my cake. Okay, so what I will do is I'll ask my brother or sister to get those things, or maybe how to mix those things, how to add sugar, how much to add sugar. I'll not prepare, or I'll not tell her how to prepare a dough, because that I have instructed it to my mom. Now I'm telling this to my sister to get my chocolate or mixing, and with all dry fruits, this, that, all these things I'll tell this to my sister. Now, when all these things are prepared, I myself, I'll prepare all these vessels, what is required, applying oil to it, etc., etc. So many things. And then ultimately, I'll keep it to the oven. And then after that, I give some specific time for it to bake, and the cake is ready. So now, can you recognize for preparing a cake from start to end, there are so many steps involved, right? I have to instruct many, I have to know whether the ingredients are there or not. There are multiple steps. The same way, when I engineer a prompt, okay, I'm just coming close to the concept of AI agents. Okay, now can you, okay, before me explaining, can you tell me, now can you tell me what is that AI agent in this scenario, in this story? There is that AI agent here. What is a travel? Have you ever gone and then booked? No, I mean, approached a travel agent and then asked him to book train ticket, Tatkal train ticket? Huh? Yes. Or any travel, IRCTC, any other travel agent. Maybe you want to go somewhere. Huh? Make my trip. Yes. That is also online travel agent, right? So now tell me in this story, what is that agent? What is that agent here? What is the agent here? Anyone? You can take guesses.
Giving instruction.
Okay, giving instruction. He's saying giving instruction. Anyone from this side? Anyone from this side? See, they are leading. They are answering multiple things. She took the lead. Now he is also trying to do. Any guesses from this side? Any guesses? No. Shall I answer? Sorry.
API.
Okay. No. API is different. I'll come to that concept also. I'll explain. So here no, I'm talking about the story that I told you. The story that I was baking a cake, my mom prepared something, my sister prepared something, then we ultimately got the cake done. So what are the agents here? Sorry? Okay. So the agent here is our mom and my sister. My mom and sister are the agents here. So now, see, in the example of a travel agent, I'll not go to the travel agent and then tell him my complete plan. Okay, I'll not tell him that I'll go to this restaurant, I'll eat this, I'll do this, I'll go there, I'll just ask him to book me ticket, stay, and then I'll tell him that once it is confirmed, you come back to me and then uh, give me that tickets. Okay, the same way here in this case of baking a cake, I will tell my mom to prepare dough. I'll ask my sister to prepare the chocolate and the nuts and other things. They prepare and then come back to me. My mom prepares and then comes back to me. My sister prepares and comes back to me. I take those two things, layer it, and then keep it in the oven, and then I'll get it. Maybe I'll share it with them or not. Or I'm taking that. I don't know. I didn't ask that. But this is how these are the agents in this concept. Okay, in this story. Now, when you're writing a prompt, or I mean, now this is slightly, I'm getting into the agents, but the instruction parts and the agent is two different things. Prompt is different. Prompt engineering is different. These instructions are slightly different. It is very similar to prompt, but it is not exactly prompt. Okay. Instruction is different. Prompting is different. Okay. I'll tell you how different they are. Now, since we are slowly into prompting and other things. So now we know what is a prompt. I'll slowly tell you what is instruction. and we kind of know what is an agent. Now we will take this as a real world scenario in our existing chat GPT or whatever we use. Have you seen the feature called deep thinking in chat GPT? If you click on that plus, you see deep thinking there, right? And there is one more feature called web search. Have you seen the term called web search? What does it do when you click on web search and then write a prompt? What does it do? Browses the web. Without me giving that, will it browse the web? So these large language models, I'm calling it a large language model. Whatever ChatGPT right now has is like, I think, 5.2, ChatGPT version 5.2. That is the large language model that is currently sitting in there. I mean, that is the most advanced version that they have. That will be trained to the data set. Maybe I don't know the exact date, but it will be trained to a specific date. Till this date, whatever data we have or whatever is available for the humans, it is trained till this particular date. For example, let's assume that date is uh, June 30th. Okay. Then after that, maybe on July 30th or July 1st, there is a news article that comes up that gets published. And then if you ask ChatGPT to about that particular incident or a particular, maybe a stock price, a share price on stock market, if you ask what is the stock market price today, then it will show that my knowledge is restricted to this particular date. Have you ever encountered this? Now these, I mean, today's ChatGPT version is kind of become smart, where what they are doing is the moment you write a prompt, it sees the prompt. If you are using a word something like today or current, something like that, it will automatically enable the web search, and then it will go do the web search and then come back. But very recently, I mean 6 months back, and this is the case with many other models also as of today, where it has a time restriction or a date restriction. It is trained only till that particular date. It is not trained beyond that. Okay. So now the prompting is very clear. We need to prompt, we need to specify all these things. And the moment we turn on the web search, what ChatGPT does behind the scene is it will send one more agent, which is not part of that particular large language model. Do you understand? That's a different thing altogether. This agent will go to the internet, do the Google search for you or do whatever search for you, and then come back with that particular information. It will, what the instruction will be given behind the scenes is that go search the internet for this particular stock. For example, I have asked ChatGPT, give me Reliance share price as of now. Okay, what it will do is it will go to first, it will go to its own large language model. It will not find the answer because I'm asking for now. It might give you an answer which is outdated. Then you'll say that this is wrong. Then you'll turn on the web search. It will go to the live internet. It will search for that particular date, time, stock price, and then it will come back. Here, when it is giving the instruction to this particular web search, do you think it will tell the whole story that this person is asking for Reliance stock price today? No, it will just give an instruction saying that go get me the stock price as of today. Now, what is the price? Tell me that. It will collect that information and then it will stitch the whole answer based on the other LLM training, whatever is there, and then it will give you a result. So here the utilization of agent is clear, right? Is it clear? So this is what an AI agent is. Like this, they have opened up a whole new window where it is allowing users to create their own agents for their own personal or professional use case. So before explaining that personal or professional business use case, I just want to finish this whole concept of what is okay. I think I have explained what is an AI agent. I don't want to go by definitions. The definitions are there on screen. I want to give you practical examples and then I want to teach you. The definition goes something like this: smart worker performing tasks using AI, like automation and customer support. Okay. Now coming to this term called API. Someone here mentioned API, right? You mentioned API. So now tell me this. Okay, first tell me what is an API? That is the abbreviation of API. You're testing your remembering skills here. Let's go slightly deeper. Tell me your understanding skill of what is an API. Give me an example. I don't mind. I don't want your, you know, definition or that part of what is an API. Give me an example of where API is used and how is it used. Okay. How is it used? You can sit and then answer. No problem. Huh.
For example, our travel seat is full.
Hmm.
We need to book of the other travels, but we give to the permission to access our database into the application.
Okay.
That is nothing but the API. We are given to the permission to the reach the database to the tickets,
Okay.
the order, other travels.
Okay. So you're telling that you're going to check the database and then give me the answer. Is that what you're saying?
Of the check, it says the request to the other owner.
Correct. Hmm.
It's not save the database, it saves the request to the other travels.
Okay.
Whether the seat is available, then we'll take the response to website.
Correct.
We can book for the seat.
Correct. He's right. But I'll give you a much more simple example. Have you heard of this example of that? It's a very common example that what is that waiter and hotel story? Have you heard? No? Yes or no? Anyone has heard that story? How API works? That story of say, yeah. Let's assume we all go to a restaurant. Okay. The moment I go and then sit in the restaurant, what happens? What is the next step that happens there? Someone comes to take an order. Yes. Then what happens? You give the order. Okay. What happens next? Okay. You see the menu. Correct. That's more detailed. We see the menu and then we order something. Okay. Then after ordering, what happens? Okay. Waiting. Sorry.
If we give the order to the captain who
Okay.
received my order,
Okay.
go to the kitchen and give the order of to the cook.
Yes.
And
Okay.
the cook will give my order. The chef will come to my table.
Correct. Perfect. So this is the story. Everyone here. So what happened was we went and then sat in the restaurant. We saw the menu. We we gave some order. So this is what he was mentioning, the request. So I'm requesting the waiter to get me this particular dish. Okay. So when I request, he will go and then request it with the cook. Please prepare this particular thing. When that is done, let's imagine parallelly with our VTO skilling portal. The moment you click on sign in with Google, what happens? The request is sent to Google. So whatever that button you see is nothing but that waiter. Okay, you click on that button, you decide that you want to log in. When you click on that, the request goes to Google. What will Google do? Google will check whether this is a genuine user, whether the password entered is genuine, XYZ things. Okay. Once it checks, it will send that this user is correct. Here is the request token. It will give the token. In this case, the cook will prepare the dish and then he will give that dish to the waiter. what will that waiter do? He'll come and then place it in front of you, right? The same way Google will give the request token. Using that request token, I bring it back to my portal. It is still not there in my portal. That is VTU skilling. It was there with Google. That Google gave me the request token. I bought it back to VTU skilling portal. Now what happens? Just like how you start eating, the moment it comes to my portal, the dashboard starts. I mean, it is visible for you. You start consuming the data that is there on screen. The same way in hotel, you'll start consuming the food that you have on the table. So this is API. Is it clear? Everyone, is it clear what is an API? Yes or no? This side I'm not getting any answer. Yes? Okay. Now tell me this. What is the difference between API and an AI agent? There is one fundamental primary difference. What is an API and what is an AI agent? There are multiple, differences that we can derive. What is that one simple difference? Okay. Hmm. ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಎ ಪಿ ಐ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಗೂಗಲ್ಗೆ ನಾನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದೇರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮಾಡಿನೇ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗೂಗಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿನೇ ನಾನು ಸೈನ್ ಇನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. So what is that difference? What is the difference between an AI agent and regular API? One common difference ಹೇಳಿ. Now, what is that common example? One simple difference ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. AI agents can be instructed in any language, English, Kannada, Hindi. You can instruct it in any language. But can you write an instruction in any language to an API? There are specific languages that these APIs understand. This is a very common and basic example. Is that right? Do you agree? What could be the other differences? Okay. Anyways, this difference, I mean, it doesn't make much of difference here, knowing more differences, but it is very important for you to know that AI agents can take your instruction in plain English, and APIs need specific instruction in your own programming languages.
ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದವರಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದವರಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೌದು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅನದರ್ ಸೆಷನ್. ಹೌದಾ, ಮಿಸ್ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟ್. ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಇದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಲಂಚ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ ಎನಿ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಸಿ ಎಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಇನ್ನು 1 and ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ ಆರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು another half an hour. Vaitesh, you have the sheets?
So ivaga we know what is an API. The primary difference, whatever the difference that we need for today's session, I'm just giving you those differences. Okay, that difference is plain English and their specific English. Idroli, there is something called MCP also. This is a much deeper conversation, maybe some other time. Model context protocol anta ide. This is something very similar to APIs, but it is for AI related stuff. Okay, that is with respect to what is an API and what is an AI agent. So Ivaga, you know what is an LLM, what is prompt engineering, what is an AI agent, API, all these things, right? Yes or no? So now I'll tell you what is. Okay, can you tell me what is the difference between a prompt and an instruction in the context or in the specific context of this building an AI chatbot or AI in that sense? Can you tell me what is that difference between prompting and instruction? It is very similar. It overlaps a lot, but it is for a specific task. Can you tell me what is the difference? Anyone? See, prompting means you are asking a question. Okay. Instruction means something like rules and regulation. Okay. When you give an instruction, say suppose we built an AI chatbot. Okay, we'll build that in next few minutes. We have an AI chatbot. Okay, that AI chatbot, let's assume it's a travel agent. Our AI chatbot is a travel agent. Does travel tells me travel related information, gives me travel related information only. Okay. Now what but I'm I'm one of such user where I want to play around with this chatbot. I will ask this travel agent to teach me CBSE mathematics or CBSE science. Explain me what is photosynthesis. Will it do? But I'm prompting correctly, right? Is there anything wrong with my prompt? Yes or no? I'm asking it to teach me what is the meaning of photosynthesis. My prompting is correct. I mean, in my perspective, the prompt is written perfectly. The structure of the prompt, the way the prompt is written, that is proper. But it is not giving me the right answer. Why is it not giving me the right answer? Sorry? No, let's assume it is all trained. This large language model that we have is trained. We are going to use ChatGPT only. OpenAI's large language model only we are using. Okay. I'm setting the context here. I'm using large language model of OpenAI, that is ChatGPT only. But I'm building an agent which is only which should only answer travel related content. Okay, travel related information, which should give me only travel related information. Now, see, even though it is trained, it is not giving me the answer for whatever I am prompting, and I'm prompting the right way. What are those? Why? What is that other word for restriction here? Yes, that is the instructions. That is the instructions or rules that we need to set for each and every AI agent. So this is like, I have an office. So in my office, I have a front desk. Front desk will not sit and then write a program. There is a programmer who writes program and they will not come and sit in the front desk. Okay. There is another sales and marketing member. He will not sit in the front desk or write the program. He will do only marketing related things. So what is that I'm telling the moment they join? I'm giving them some instructions, right? I'm telling them that you are a sales and marketing, uh, manager. You should focus only on sales and marketing. You should not sit and then write a program. I'm giving a clear cut instruction to my employee. The same way, here we are creating multiple employees. Let's assume, I mean, the example is very simple. This is how even the internet speaks today. AI agents are nothing but these different employees or different helpers that we want, who are given specific tasks. Those specific tasks are nothing but instructions. Okay. Those instructions are also very similar to prompts as well, because instructions are provided in such a way that I should get the desired output. Here also I'm giving the instructions to get a desired output. Even prompting is also given to get my desired output. But here, since I'm building this agent, I'm the builder of this agent. So I need to provide some rules and regulations and instructions. Rules and regulations and other things, we call it as instructions in AI. So we give this instructions so that it performs exactly what it is assigned with. Now you know what is the difference between instruction and prompt? Yes? Yes or no? Okay. Now let's explore, building one of the very simple AI a chatbot. Have you heard of this agent builder in OpenAI? Okay, so what you can try doing after this session is that you can go to Google and then search for OpenAI agent builder. There are multiple agent builders today. There are hundreds of minimum 100 agent builders available on the internet which can do multiple tasks. You can customize these agents in multiple different ways. And mostly why we use these agents or multiple agent builders is because few agents are good with certain things and we want to use only such agents. But here we will be using a generic agent and an LLM which has every knowledge possible, which is ChatGPT. And this agent or the chatbot is going to get complex and complex as and when we add more and more things to it. And why do people need such AI agents? In real world scenario, I gave you a few examples, but there are few more examples that we can take here. For example, VTU here, Kalburgi, has a admission data. Okay. They have a lot of admission data of maybe, I think, 1,000, 2,000, or maybe all 4 years combined, there are 4,000, 5,000 admission data. Now, the principal or director, ma'am, here says that I want to know how many students are in first year studying AI or studying MCA. Okay. And those students should be born after 2000. Okay. This is the specific prompt that I'm giving. Will ChatGPT answer this? No, right? Why will it not answer this? Our personal data is not with ChatGPT, correct? Any other reason? That is the only evidence that we can see. Now, this data is not at all part of the training thing, and we don't have the access to this data, right? Even though we build the capability, does it have the access to this data? No. Where is this data sitting? Probably in ma'am's computer, or maybe some administrative individual's computer. The whole Excel sheet is there. Okay. ChatGPT cannot access that. Now, how do we provide access to that? That is where we want to build an AI agent. We build an AI agent where we give that data to this AI agent and then tell the AI agent that you don't share this data with publicly with anyone. And this data should help me in identifying all possible informations that I can derive out of this. I'll give you, I'll ask you more fundamental question here. What is the difference between data and information? I think we took that, did we take that AI interview? That time, I think I asked this question, AI asked me this question. What is the difference between data and information? Very fundamental. I'll tell you, get well versed with these fundamental concepts and topics, and then you can do wonders. Basic difference between data and information. Anyone here? Data is raw facts, then information. Okay, can you give a very simple example to it? Very simple example. Okay, I'll provide you one data. Okay, my age is 35. So now what is the information out of this? This is data. You have data that my age is 35. Now tell me what is the information. This is raw form of data. What is information here? Yeah, I'm telling you my age is 35. What is the okay, born year will be one of the information. Then someone answered correctly there. Very good answer. Someone said eligibility something there. Eligibility to vote. Can it be one form of information? Yes or no? So just with one number, we could derive so many information, right? So this is how we want that Excel sheet to derive multiple information out of it. That's where AI agents will also, we will have to instruct these things. I'm going to specifically uh, want information out of this data. Then you give a prompt saying that I want students who are in first year born after 2020. Okay. Now what happens is, say suppose, sorry, 2000, not 2020, no one will be there. Okay. Anyone who was born after 2000 should be, I want those information. Now, is this a good prompt? It's again depends on what is the what is that I want. Say suppose ma'am wants only how many are male, how many are female. Then we need to prompt ma'am to give us more information. Are you looking for all male and female, or only male or only female? So we prompt that to ma'am, and then we write our own prompt saying that I want so and so only male or female after the age of 2000, who are born after 2000. And maybe something like we can add more and more to it. So these are nothing but we are writing or structuring the prompt in a better way, right? So that's how you build your prompt in a better way and then get the desired output. Now let's create one simple workflow here, and slowly it can get complex as and when we start building these agent. So this is called agent builder. This is part of OpenAI. Anyone can go ahead and then use this. I'll just click on create workflow. So the moment I click on create workflow, it says start end. It is like block. Have you played Lego? Lego building blocks, small toy building blocks. The same way, this is all the agent building platforms today have come to that level that you don't have to write any code to automate all these things. You just have to fix different pieces to form one particular agent that you want. So it says, okay, we'll start, and then, okay, let me click on start. So when I click on start, I'm not sure if everyone at the back can see what is there. I'll just, explain what is there. It says define the workflow input, and then it is asking me the input type is the input type string, which is nothing but text. Okay. I can click on add state variable, and then I can change it to numbers, and then I can click on save. Okay, it says I just added another type of variable, maybe in this case number. Okay, likewise, I can keep adding multiple types of variables. I can also add any text to it, or in this case, what it is saying is whatever you are going to add, it will be in the form of text. Okay, and here I can classify the data into multiple other forms, numbers, what are the other strings, numbers, boolean, objects, list. So I can add in multiple different forms. I'll just delete this. Now there is something called agent. So here, the moment I click on agent, it is asking me what is the name of the agent that I want to create. So let's create a AI teacher. Okay, we'll call it as AI teacher, and then it is asking me to give instruction. So this is exactly what I was talking about. Okay, these instructions again, I it is already there in the AI skilling, VTU skilling portal, or and your other assessment platform. You'll have questions of whatever we discussed. I want you to go ahead and then take assessments there and then test your understanding. Okay. So here it is asking me to write an instruction. So what I will do is I'll just I don't have time to write the instructions manually, so I already have few instructions. Okay. Okay. I'm not finding that instruction. So okay, let's make ChatGPT write the instructions for us. Let's go to ChatGPT. I don't want you to use ChatGPT when you're doing it for the first time. Since I have done it multiple times, I'm using ChatGPT. What I'll do is uh, I want so I gave a very simple prompt. I'm asking ChatGPT to give me instructions. What should be the instructions for this AI chatbot, and then how should it structure it? I mean, I didn't even ask it to structure it. Is actually doing a much better job. So it is. I'll just read out the headings that it is giving me. It is first giving the role and identity. You need to set the role. What is that you are going to do? Okay, and what is the curriculum scope? When I say it is for 10th standard, it should not start answering questions that is from 9th standard or maybe 11th standard. Then teaching style. So what is the age group? So use simple words. Okay. Then what is the exam? Okay, which is the exam that is being targeted? Is it NCRT or state board? So all these instructions. And if you have to create questions, what are the questions, assessments. I mean, it just did a wonderful job in giving me the instructions. So now what I will do is, just for the sake of writing a prompt, I just copied this and then went to my AI teacher, and then I am going to add the complete instruction set. Is this clear? I'm doing a first version of this chatbot. We will slowly add images to this. We will slowly ask it to do multiple other things. So the next feature it is asking me to do is, or write is, include chat history. Say suppose you ask what is photosynthesis. Next the question is, how does maybe coconut plants or coconut trees undergo photosynthesis? That is a follow-up question. For that, the context of what is photosynthesis question should be there in mind. So the same way we include the chat history, we can select which AI model that we want. So here we can use ChatGPT 5, and the output format you can see here. The output format, it is saying that, do you want the output format just in text, or you want it in JSON, or as a widget as in small blocks of HTML code, and it will create that code into small CSS and HTML blocks as well. Right now I'll keep it as text. I'll click on more. So the moment I click on more, it says I can adjust the temperature. So what is this temperature? Adjusting of temperature, what does this mean? Anyone has any idea? So here, when I say it, everyone, it will not take more than 10-15 minutes from here on. So here, when I say temperature, it means how much of, uh, if I say temperature, if I set the temperature to be 2, it becomes extremely, in simple words, I can say that it becomes so egoistic that it will say that whatever it's telling is right. Uh, However, AI models can make mistakes. AI chatbots can make mistakes. And what is the level of prediction, or what is the level of accuracy that you want? That can be increased or decreased with temperature. Okay, if I set the temperature to be very high, it can be overconfident even when it is giving me a wrong answer, which we don't want. We want it to always be, a little more polite in terms of giving the answers as well. So I usually prefer the temperature to be around 0.8 to 0.85, or in other words, 80 to 85%. Okay. Then the next feature here is maximum tokens. What should be the input token? What should be the output token? You can't paste the whole textbook and then say that give me an answer for what is photosynthesis. That means a lot of textual data you are giving as a prompt. So I am restricting how much tokens. One token equals to almost one word or one letter, could be. I mean, that token size varies from platform to platform. So you can actually check all those token sizes or token width in ChatGPT platform. So I can increase or decrease the platform. And okay, this is a new feature. Okay, so it is asking me that there is a feature called top P. It is saying that a higher top P means the model looks at more possible words, making the output more diverse. So what, taking back to the example of hi and hello that we spoke, it is saying that you can also look into hi, not just restrict to hello. And then you can set what should be, how much often you need to look into such words, or you need to explore more words. That is what it is saying. Okay, I'll just keep it as it is default. Then display response in chat, that is okay. Show progress, show in progress message. Okay, these are all some additional features. Continue on error. Okay, so these are all some basic things. I'll keep it as it is. Then here, let me add one more block here, which is nothing but file search. On the left hand side, you can add multiple other things. So here I'll add something called file search. So what? Okay. So what I need to do is, first I need to remove the connection from start to the AI teacher. First, what I should do is I need to keep the file search here and AI teacher here. If someone asks me a question, it should go to the file search, and from file search, it should go to the AI teacher, and then it should give me a response. In the file search feature, okay, it is giving me vector node. Okay, 1 second. Let me just change that. Okay. There is some network error. Just give me a moment. I'm just asking for one particular note from ChatGPT itself. I have some network issue. Just give me a moment. Just keep it simple as we are running out of time. Now I have just given the same, I have directly given the user instruction about photosynthesis to this AI chatbot. Okay. We can add more and more study materials. What we can do is we can also go to NCRT website, download that particular file of whatever subject that we want to study, or one chapter of that, and then we can add it. Now I can have a preview of this agent. I'll just say hi. So you can see AI teacher. So it is saying this. You can see I'll just read out the message. It's saying, hello there, how are you doing today? Because why is it being so polite? We have put it in the instruction. We have told that you have to be very polite when you're talking to this person. And it is directly saying me, would you like to continue learning about photosynthesis, or shall we start a new topic? Is what it is saying. Okay. Now, before that, I'll just try to ask what is photosynthesis for this particular, what is used in. Can you see the screen here? Everyone, your attention on screen. So here you can see that when I ask what is photosynthesis, it gave me a definition, and then it also tried to give me a word equation, but that equation formatting and everything is very unique. I mean, it is not showing us the actual CO2. I mean, two in the prefix and suffix. All these things need to be precisely instructed and then given to these chatbots for it to start talking. I'm just giving you a direction in which what it can do and how it can do. From here on, I want you to explore more on this, try the assessments, learn from there, and there we will be putting out all these videos. You can start doing more and more from there. I'll just show you with few examples here. So you remember in the instruction that we gave, we also specified that for examination purpose, you need to give the answer. I'll just show you where it is. So, huh. So we said that question practice and assessment is one of the heading that we gave, where we said generate questions if asked for, then provide step-by-step solutions, follow and follow up questions, marking scheme and style. All these instructions were provided. Okay, sorry, exam oriented approach. Follow NCERT textbook that which we have already told. Key information, key formulas, derivation, case studies, indicate marks and weightage. Okay, that is not working right now. It is saying that CBSE answer writing format and board style language, not overly advanced terms. So if we go here, you can see that it is giving me the key points for exams. Okay, you can start instructing or asking it for maybe formulas for how many marks does it come on NCERT. Now, what this particular AI agent is doing is we haven't put any guardrail that you can go and then search the other part of ChatGPT and come back. We need to specify those guardrails as well. We need to define that boundary. Only once we start defining these boundaries, it will not answer anything beyond this, or maybe it will start answering precisely to whatever is there in the content that you have given. For example, you have specified that in your content that your that crows are always white in color. Okay, and if you set the guardrail for only your instructions or only your content should be used to build to answer this, it will always say that the crow is always white. It will not say crow is black. So that is how you provide the information to these chatbots. Okay, is it clear? See, I have used only 2 blocks here since we are running out of time, and then you're almost in the I'm utilizing all your lunch break. So we can use multiple things. For example, there's a if else case, there is a while case. If else case could be something like initially we can have a form field. We can say that which grade student are you? And we have only, let's assume we have only for 10th grade and we don't have for 9th grade. But the initial block says that which grade are you? If it is 9th, you can select, or if you're 10th, you can select. If you choose 9th, we should say that by default there should be an answer saying that we don't have content for this particular grade. We have, and then if you choose 10th, it should go to the chat environment or start talking to you over the 10th standard content that we already have. So that is where we can use the if else statement. So user approval while statement, while the student is in the chat, use the chat history, or else if this user switches from this particular chat history or creates a new chat window, don't remember his chat history. While doing that, don't do it. So you can use multiple things. You have a feature here, tool called guardrails. That is what I was mentioning you. So when I use this guardrail, this is where it is going to restrict and then write a boundary saying that you should not explain anything out of this. Then remember I spoke about MCP, Model Context Protocol, which was parallel to API. Yes or no? Okay, I know I'm taking your lunch break. Just give me another 2 minutes. We'll wind it up. So MCP is, this can also be converted as an MCP and then implemented in your own websites or in any of others website. For example, you built a customer support agent. You can start giving this customer support agent to maybe VTU Kalburgi College or maybe some other college. and they can access this in their own website through the MCP protocol. Okay, do you understand how it is working? Just like API, you can expose the MCP of your chatbot, and that MCP tool can be used in anybody's website provided you give them the permission. So this is a very broader understanding of how an AI chatbot works, and how it is built, and what are the things that you need to, or prerequisites that you need to know in order to build a chatbot. And a simple chatbot was also, we got a simple experience of how the chatbot, how the instruction or how the answering pattern should change according to our instructions. And there are much more generation of image, and maybe generation of documents can be the next stage of discussion that we can take things forward with. Till here, do you have any doubt? Yes or no? Okay. Then I think we can conclude this particular session. And then I want you guys to go back home, take your assessments through VTU skilling. You go to the AI skill assessment and then take the assessments. Get better with the terminologies that were explained or that were discussed, and then slowly go to the agent builder of OpenAI. This is one example. There are multiple examples like Zapier, N8N. There are multiple tools. Start using these tools, taking this as a foundational, learning. You have to build multiple other tools. I want you to experience all these things and then share this experience with me on a longer run. I'll be coming back here very soon. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. If you have any doubts, you can take a leave now. Thank you, everyone.